So, in the scheme of making things so much more efficient in time management and looking after our water resources and all these sorts of things, I'm converting a lot of my pots over to drippers, and the results have been fantastic. You've already seen me fit out the summer pots in the veggie patch with drippers, and they are working fantastically. I am really impressed. The big red pots are also now on dripper. They are doing fantastic as well. Today's project, we are going to be setting up some hanging baskets with drippers, and what we're going to, it'll be a little bit different to how we normally do it. So we're going to do these hanging baskets here. It's a bit hard to see them, the light's a bit funny, but there's 4 hanging baskets here. So let me show you what we're going to do. So this is 13mm poly pipe. We are going to run off of this 19mm here. We're going to put a T in. We're going to run it around through this crack in here, under the gravel, past the rock. I don't know how we're going to quite go up the jasmine just yet to the top, but we'll figure that one out when we get to it. It might just be a bit of a semi-bodgy job getting it up through there, but we'll figure that out. Then we're going to run it up and along underneath the iron, along the top of the rafters, all the way along. I've got a bung to put in the end here, so then we can run our dripper tube from there down. So this is the tubing that we are running down from the top. It's 4mm, so it's just a nice thickness for what we want to try and do. And then we are using 4 litre per hour emitters. This dripper system runs twice a day for 10 minutes, so it's going to put out about 1.2 litres over the course of the day, which is more than enough. These have a reservoir on them, so they will be able to hold onto any moisture and keep these petunias looking amazing for most of summer, hopefully. So the best part about this irrigation system is that it's so easy to do and use. This is a 13mm end, which goes in the end at the end of the pipe here at our last hanging basket, because obviously the water's coming from that tap there and timer. So yeah, and then we just simply secure it with a 13mm ratchet clamp. Get that in focus better. So simple, easy, very effective and time saving. Literally costs about, I spent $100 on parts. I won't use all the parts for this one project. I'll use the majority of it. So we've done all of the fuchsia hanging baskets out the front as well for around about $80. So it's going to be very, very time saving. A few of these in, we're just simply using these brackets with a nail on them. They secure the 13mm. You get these in all the different sizes of your piping depending on what you're using. So yeah, we use these 13mm and we just bang the nails in place where we want them. And just repeat until you're finished. So we actually decided to do something a little bit different. So you can see it runs all the way along the top here, and I decided to keep it running along the top and then drop it down. I'll zip tie this to around the back of the downpipe, so it'll just run straight from down all the way down into where the irrigation joins on to the timer. That one runs around behind the curry bush. Then the shade house joins off and it goes off over into there, and then the others run out into the veggie garden, into the pots in the veggie garden. So yes, this should all be watered off the one zone, and it'll be fantastic and save me so much time and effort. Okay, so now we get our 4mm tubing. We need to get a measure from the black pipe down to the pot. And then we can snip it and just cut it to length that we need it. Comes in a 25-meter roll, so it's really easy. So we just measure where we're going to attach it. Give yourself a little bit of extra room, and that's our length. From dripper to pot, with a little bit extra to play with. These pots are all hanging at the same height, the tube's hanging at the same height, so then we can just measure out 4 more lengths, or 3 more lengths. just like that. Now, in one end we put our joiner. Now this is going to join it to the 13mm poly. And then, so you just put, I just find it just as easy just to make all these up as you go. Then we get our little button emitters, which are here. So this is what they look like. The barbed threaded end is the end you put onto the other end of your dripper cord. Like so. Now these emit 4 litres per hour. So you can work out how much water you're using, how much water you're saving by not doing it by hand. And just 2 more to go. Yeah, I use adjustable drippers on a lot of my larger pots so that I can adjust the rate of flow, but because these are all a set size, I can just put these on, and because they got the water reservoirs, I don't need to use as much water again as well. So that's all them made up. We then grab these little things. Now, if you don't spend the $1.39 to get this little tool, you're crazy. I've done the majority of my irrigation without it, and I swear to goodness this makes such a difference. So all this does is this pre-punctures the hole, and as you can see it's got a really sharp tip, much sharper than these, but it's smaller than the overall size of the barbs on these. So you just quickly punch a hole, slip this in its place. That then, I just like to wrap it around the hanger just a couple of times, just so that it doesn't blow off the wind, and then you just tuck it into the middle. And just like that, you've got it all done and set up. You've just got to repeat it 4 more times. Now what's left to do is just do a manual run on the irrigation just to check for any leaks and make sure it's all working properly. Turn that on and see what happens. So you can hear all the air coming out, and then you can hear the water starting to come through. And let me find the end of this dripper. There we go. Done. And all the rest of as it all pressurizes, because it's got a lot of system to pressurize. Let's check this one in here. Geez, look how yucky these hang baskets are. Yep. There it is, all good. Yep. Awesome. Oops. I knocked this one out when I was doing the need to fix that back up. Anyway. So it's a little quick mini update on these drippers out here. Bit bigger pots, no water reservoir, so I do have it running a little bit higher. But all in all, looking really lovely. I need to plant those veggies. I'm going to put some in here. Excellent. They're all working as per they should. Just go check on the shade house to make sure everything's drippering in there as it should and not... Yep. It's very wet in here because I have little misters working on my violets. Excellent. Drip, 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 drip. Drippering away. Gloxinia is coming back to life. Excellent. Oh, we've got a dripper not in a pot. I can fix that. Don't know if you can hear that or not, but you can. I definitely can't see it. It's too dark. But the you can see the water is dripping through the pot and into the water reservoir underneath. They're beautiful. They'll do much better with regular watering and not being so reliant on me making sure they get watered properly. So as you can see, we've done the exact same thing with all of the fuchsia hanging baskets out the front. They've all got the same 13mm pipe running down 4mm tubing, 4 litre an hour emitter. right the way along, and they are actually on their own separate timer, which comes down to this tap here. As you can see, we do have a filter on here, so this is just handy to have in. There is like little filters built into these tap timers, but definitely look how hard our water is, guys. Look how all the white. But definitely these are worth investing in. And then you can just clean these out every now and then. They're really large filters. You don't have to do them very often. I just find it's just good to keep any particles out so they don't block up. And yeah, because these are all above ground, we don't need a flush valve in them. But no, these hanging fuchsias will do much better now that they're going to get regular moisture. Again, these have a water reservoir in the bottom as well. So these are only on for 10 minutes once a day, which is more than enough to fill them up. Yeah.